Real fun story. Kids are small. My wife, we're in San Diego. We used to take these little trips. Gee, we always wanted to see Montana and Wyoming and Colorado. And we're driving all around, rented a car, flew into Denver, driving around, and we stayed overnight in Winter Park, which was about 25 years ago. Very sleepy town. It was owned, this town in the ski area was basically run by Denver, an hour and a half away. It was part of their recreation department, the ski area. And we stayed overnight and we said, let's come back here skiing because my wife and I are skiers and the kids ski. And we came back constantly and my wife said, this feels like home. She said, I love this place. So I started looking around and the hotel where we were staying, he said, it was a relative, a cousin, or something. He got us as a house for sale. Okay, beautiful house right near the ski area on the bus route and everything. And I said, I don't know if I want to live in a place that gets 350 inches of snow a year as 10,000 feet. But I said, can I rent this house for a year or two, see if we like it, and then we'll buy it? And he said, yeah, that's called a rent to own, a lease with option to purchase. So I gave him a 5,000 down, something like that. And I negotiated a rent for the property. And very short term, he came back to me and said, is there any way I can get you to buy the house now? I need the cash, kind of like that role play you were doing.
Yeah.
And the original price on the original contract on the house was 380,000.
Wow.
Oh, okay, which was a bargain then.
That is a bargain.
Compared to California, you know what 380,000 will buy you today in California?
Board box.
Yeah, you've heard my stuff. A cardboard box behind the Walmart. So I said, a first dimension price always loses. I said, I love the house, I'll be honest. My wife loves it. We want to buy it. But I have a contract that says I have another 18 months here. What's my incentive to do a deal today? He said, what's your best price? I said, you tell me. Can you do better? And I thought he was going to take off 10 or 20,000. I would have still bought the house. He dropped it from 380 to, you want to take a guess?
350.
300. Okay. This house today is worth 3.2 million free and clear.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Okay. So what's the takeaway from that story? The first dimension price always. Can you imagine? He was so motivated.